Hello everyone. Happy Sunday morning, afternoon, evening, depending on where you're at. Um, so apologies for the wrong time being listed. I don't know what happened there. I always schedule it for 10 a.m. my time, noon EST. So not sure what happened on that one. I happened to start getting set up and I looked at my chat and I was like, wow, there's a lot of people in there chatting. And then I saw the time. So I was like, oops. But I'm here now. So I hope everyone is doing well. Let's see, we have a whole bunch of people in here today. Oh, hello, my YouTube hubby. Michelle, Brooke, D, Miss Melissa, Shadow, Wickabella, Faye. Oh, there's a bunch of you guys in here. Stacy, Hannah, Wen. I'm just going to say hi to everyone since there's so many of you. Hi, Erica. So yeah, again, sorry about the time. I don't know why it said 9. I guess maybe I was super tired that day when I scheduled it. But I swear I put 10 my time, 10 a.m. my time. All right. Well, thank you for those of you that were just hanging out waiting for me to start for like an hour. You guys are awesome. And that's why I popped in just a little early too, because I was like, oh, shoot. So yeah, today we're going to do something fun. As you guys know, I am doing the watercolor battles. You guys are watching them. And one of the first battles is going to be the Caran Supracolor 2 versus the Faber-Castell Albrecht Durer. And this is not the official battle, but as you all know, with each pencil, I'm coloring a page with it. I'm swatching them. I have a worksheet, but I'm also coloring a page because you're not really gonna be able to judge from just swatching. You know, there's a lot of pencils I've swatched and hated, and then when I used them, I was like, ooh. And then vice versa, I've swatched them and then I went to use them. And I'm like, oh, this is crap. So that is why I'm coloring along with everything else I'm using to compare. So I thought it would be kind of fun to just take this page. Now, this is a buddy color that we are doing in my Discord. So if you are not a member of my Discord, you can go ahead and join. And that's kind of where we, have a little buddy color going every month. And this was the page that was voted on. And so I was like, all of my testing is being done in Johanna Basford just to keep it what's the word? Controlled. So same paper. So I thought it would be fun to just split this page in half. Literally, we're going to go right down the center and we will do Albrecht Durer on one side and Supracolor on the other side. And I think that will be a really good way to compare them side by side for one, and kind of fun. Just to see how the colors do. So this morning I was kind of trying to find similar colors, but their palettes are, let me get the swatch charts real quick. The palettes are similar-ish, but they don't have exactly the same colors. So that's something, to keep in mind as well, but it does help. So I did my best to kind of try and find ones that were close enough when making these blends. So yeah, each side will obviously look a little different, not only because of the colors, but also just how these pencils perform. So I do have my cough drops with me today though, because while I'm getting over my cough, it still comes back to haunt me when I talk too much. So we'll see how that goes about. But yeah, so just quick poll while we're waiting for everyone to rejoin or join in general. How many of you guys already own the Supracolors or the Albrecht Dürers? I'm just curious how many already own these pencils. And you can color along. I'll let you know the colors. But I'm just curious how many of you guys actually have these already. And I'm double checking while waiting to see what you guys say, why my Nightbot is not saying hello. So let's see what Nightbot is up to here. There it goes. Okay. Let's see. So Carol has both. Faye has them. Miss Melissa has the Albrecht Durer. Brooke has Albrecht Durer. Mandy doesn't have either. Stacy has both. Erica, yes, I know you have the Supras. I've seen you use them. Melissa doesn't have either. Let's see. Delight, I'm missing 18 Albrecht Durers. Oh, you got the 60 set for Valentine's Day. That's good though. Yeah, just buy the rest open stock. They're actually not too bad. Coloring novice. The Albrecht Durer are on my wish list. Oh, okay, cool, cool. Danielle doesn't have either. Let's see. Yes, Elise brought up a good point that has nothing to do with this, but yeah, a good point. The watercolor sale at Jackson's Art, I had posted that in my community tab a couple days ago because I bought a bunch of schminke for like crazy cheap. So I was just like, oh my gosh, I want to try Roman schmaltz, but I really got to work on my spending. So it looks like more of you have the Albrechter than the Supracolor, and then there's quite a few of you that don't have any. So this will be good, just because you can kind of see both. Now, what I like about both of these is the fact that, let me just grab one of each. Okay, so the unique thing with Albrecht Dürer and Supracolor 2 is they have a counterpart pencil to go with them. So the Faber-Castell Albrecht Dürer has the similar colors as the polychromos. You can kind of use them together. So like the colors you know from your polychromos, that's what you're getting in the Albrecht Dürer. And you can go back and like shade on top of your base. If you do this with a base, you can go shade with your polychromos. Now the same thing goes with the Supracolor too. They have their little counterpart, which is the Pablos. So that's one thing that makes both of these pretty fun, just because they have that pencil option. Now, the one difference I will say is both go down really nice while dry. However, I have noticed the Supracolor do a teensy better dry. They're just a little smoother, but I want to reserve that. Don't take that as an official like weigh-in or anything, because I'm gonna use them a little more and we'll find out. All right, so I am going to start coloring. I will let you know the colors we're using. So if you have either sets, you can totally color along. If you just have Albrecht Dürer, then just do the whole page in that, and you can use the colors I'm using if you want. Same if you have super colors. I'm just splitting down the middle. I had a little tabby, but let me get a pen real quick so that we can remind ourselves and me what is what. So let's Supra, and this side, oops, is the ADs, as I like to call them, because I am too lazy to say that whole thing. All right, let's get this. So we're just going to put this little reminder right here. I don't want to smudge it though, because the ink is still wet, but it's a reminder for myself more than anything else. It's like, okay, this way, that way, gotcha. For water brushes, I am going to be predominantly using my Pentel water brushes right here. I do have my Prima marketing ones out just because I'm still testing those. But most likely I'll lean towards what I know and love. So let's see. I am going to get my rag over here. Ignore how messy my rags are. This is art, people. If you have a clean rag, you're not using it enough. So I'm just gonna throw this over here. All right, let's see. Now, I am going to be focusing on coloring and stuff. I'll try to keep looking at chat as always, but please just don't ever be offended if I miss a question or anything like that. And then, you can always put it in caps. And if I don't see it, I know a mod will be nice enough to yell at me. So just don't worry about any of that. Let me make sure this is going. Okay. So let's get started. Oh, Pam found a house. Awesome. Actually, I need to start on this side so I don't smear this side. So I'm going to start with the wings. I think I want to start with these little bee wings. I am like all cramped here for space right now because I got all my Albrecht Durer and Supracolor tins just laid out on this side. I got all the other pencils over here. I'm like squished. Okay, so if you are coloring along for this Supracolor side of the wings, I'm going to be using Prussian blue, which is number 159, cobalt blue, which is 160, and turquoise blue, which is 171. Let's see. Oh, it's your second live. Oh, well, welcome. And you're so sweet, brightening up your Sundays. You are all so very sweet all the time. I love all of you guys. All right, I'll try to keep my fat hand out of the way, but there's no guarantees here. So I'm just starting with a Prussian blue. I'm just kind of going to go nice and light. That's the beauty of watercolor pencils. You don't have to press hard. You don't even have to sharpen them half the time. Mine are sharpened just because I knew, look at these little things. Yeah, right. I'm not going to fit a big old fat end of a pencil in there. But yeah, these do lay down quite smooth, I will admit. Let's see. And I will warn you guys, we have like a major storm. I don't know if you can hear the wind in the background. It's gnarly. I'm not so much worried about losing internet, but we may lose power. So if suddenly my live stream just goes dead, well, you know where I went. But let's see. Just adding that Prussian blue in there. I really have no plan. I pre-picked colors only so that I would save you guys the hassle of watching me pick them. But as for how I'm going to do this, I don't know. We're just going to wing it. This is Worlds of Wonder. So all of the supplies I'm using today, guys, I've already taken the time to link them in the description below so you can take a look. But I am using Worlds of Wonder. And then the lovely yet annoying Nightbot will also like occasionally tell you what we're using today. But yeah, this one's out of Worlds of Wonder. Let's see. I saw something, but it moved too fast. Let me kind of adjust the way my screen's facing me. That way I can catch the chat a little easier. Yep. Wing it. There really was no pun intended, but it worked out, didn't it? Hi, Christine. All right, so I'm just popping this Prussian blue in here. The best puns are the ones you say without even realizing you did it. Okay, I think I'll leave those ones light. All right, now I'm gonna go to my cobalt blue. I'm just gonna really lightly put that one in because I don't want it too dark in there. I'm leaving some white space because I like to drag my colors into the white space. You guys are still on the wing it. Gonna wing it. Oh my gosh, the wind outside is gnarly. I told my kids, I was like, please let the dogs out. I know they're not gonna want to, but let them out. All right. It's supposed to, like, we have a major snowstorm coming in, but they always say that and then it like snows for 5 minutes. So I don't believe them anymore. I would love a major snowstorm. Let's see. Is there a trick to controlling the flow once you apply water? Well, so that kind of depends on the brush you're using. The best way to control water is to use an actual paintbrush and not one of these. Um, I've actually been using paintbrushes a lot more and enjoying it because you can control how much water there is. But yeah, when you're using these different water brushes, that's why I'm testing out a bunch of them to kind of see what I think. But I really like the Pentel. I don't like mine sopping wet when I'm working with, by the way, I'm on turquoise blue now. I don't like mine sopping wet. I like it just nice and damp. So like if you run it across your hand, you can feel it, but it's not like beating up or anything. I'm just gonna put a little bit of this in here. Again, no real idea what I'm doing. We're just winging it like we said. Yep, you guys can lurk away. Lurkers are always welcome. I lurk in so many live streams. I don't know if Emily Illustrator is here, but I lurk in hers all the time and I feel so bad. But I'm usually working, so I never get a chance to say hi. But I'm always like, just you feel weird though. You're like, I'm just creeping in the background. I'm gonna use my smaller Pentel, I think. All right, let's see how this works. How is Akira since she's been home? So she only went for a 1 week board and train, and that was just to, well, make her quit trying to eat men. I wish that was a joke, but it's so true. Yeah, see, so I'm rubbing it on my hand and I just want it a little damp. She's been doing good though. She's picked up some stuff, but she actually leaves again in April for more training. So she's going to be doing 2 more weeks of whatchamacallit, a board and train. And that's where they're going to do the more heavy obedience training like Scout has. And hopefully she'll be as awesome as Scout because Scout is just freaking hilarious. Okay. When you're activating your watercolor pencils, always activate light to dark. And you got to remember that you're going to pick up a ton of pigment on your little brushy here. So have a little rag nearby and wipe, so we're not dragging colors between. And if you feel like it's too wet, then just dry it off. And if you get like little puddles, you can just stipple, which is where you just do this little dotting thing with your brush and you call it good. Let's see. Marilyn's lurking while at the zoo. Funny. The zoo out here isn't even open yet. Now see this white space. I am activating the light color around it and just dragging it into the white space first before I start activating everything else. And then just kind of stipple. Or using my favorite word, just smoosh and wiggle. Except this time we're kind of wetting it and wiggling it, so that's not as fun to say, but just wiggle. Just get a wiggle in there. And I'm using my smaller one right now because I am so sloppy that I would totally make a mess with a bigger brush right now. Gotta stay in them lines. I'm just kind of wiggling the color. And you'll notice I wipe a lot, but that's because I'm trying to preserve the white space and I don't want the darker color taking over. Yeah, need a little more water on there. Let's see. Oh, not that much water. Hello. Just get that one. So I'm just kind of gently dragging it into that white space again because I want these to look translucent. I'll probably End up putting some glossy accents on them because I need to use them. Use that glossy accents. Okay. Ooh, or I could use maybe some of my glitterific paints. They need some love. One thing I like about watercolor pencils is they are so much faster. You finish a page in like no time. Compared to regular pencils, I should say. Still takes some time. And see, like these little parts here, I'm just dragging the color straight out. So, no, this is the Pentel water brush. I actually don't like the zig a ton. I will use it when I'm in the mood, but I'm actually not the world's biggest zig fan. I know, gasp. I love the Pentel though. I didn't buy them for a really long time, and then I finally bought it. I don't even know why. What made me finally take the plunge, but oh, I love them. Great water control. I feel like the zig just gets too wet. The zig is good if I'm using watercolors, but when you're using watercolor brushes, watercolor pencils, or you're working on paper like this that is really not designed to be oversaturated in water, I just feel like the Pentel flows better. It has more control over itself. That's how I feel. My opinion. My opinion. Let's see. Oh, hi, Della. Yeah, I have actually tried quite a bit. In fact, let me activate this one little wing and let me grab, just for funsies. We're here to have fun. All right, one sec. These are all my watercolor brushes. So I have a lot of different kinds of water brushes. I have the Caran, I have the Tombow, I have the Derwent, I've got the Zig here. I've got all the Kiritaki Zigs. I'm just throwing these on the floor after I show them to you. I have these like cheap ones that came from some brand and they're not even labeled. That's all these ones here. These were one of my first and I can't remember the brand name. And then, another Tombow hiding in there. So the Tombows came in a 3-pack. So I've got those. These are my other Caran ones. Literally just tossing these on the floor. These are Magic Fly. I haven't even opened them yet. So, these are the Art and Fly ones. They're not too shabby. Not too shabby. Oh, there's my other Kiritaki one just hanging out. I'll tell you what, I'll leave it out in case I feel like trying it. Oh, there's my other Pentel. These are the Stedler ones. They're actually not too shabby. And then, yeah, I just have some random budget ones mixed in too. Yeah, I have a whole drawer of water brushes. It's ridiculous. And I do have the Primas here that I'm testing out. So, yeah, I have tried quite a few, and I actually still have quite a few I want to try. I'm going to make my kids put those away. It's too much effort to pick those back up. All right, let me just get this down here. All right, there we go. Hi, Kristen and Kennedy. Yeah, the Prima are pretty good. I really don't have too many complaints yet. They're working out okay. I swear I bought these in a 3-pack though. Like, am I losing my marbles? Do they actually only come in a 2-pack? I don't know. They were the Prima though. I'm gonna be honest. I feel the Prima are overpriced. and you're literally paying for the name because, yeah, I do feel they're overpriced, but they are a nice pencil. All right, so we got a wing there. I think that's pretty good, not too bad. I'm gonna cheat and dry because who's got time to wait for this to happen naturally? Okay. Now I'm going to do this little wingy here with my Albrecht Durer. Okay, so the colors I am using for Albrecht Durer are Prussian blue, bluish turquoise, and light cobalt blue. And we'll just keep swapping back and forth. Oh, now I gotta move that other brush out of the way. Okay, so I've got a huge tin of Albrecht Durers off to my side. So if you hear a crash, that's because I accidentally knocked them over. All right, we're starting with Prussian blue. Same thing, just putting it in here. I'm trying to kind of mimic what I did next door over there, but it's not going to look exactly the same. Might even add some purple. Yeah, I did my best to match these up. Maybe I'll make like a comparison chart later down the road when I have the time. And right now I still have a ton of watercolor pencils to swatch. So yeah. The last of the watercolor contenders arrived. And now I gotta swatch them all. Oh boy. Oh boy. Can't remember who, but I sent someone a picture of the side that was swatched versus the side that wasn't. It's depressing. All right, add a little blue here. You know, the Albrecht Dürers are actually going down pretty smooth on the Johanna paper. Not too shabby. My pronunciation is adorable. Am I saying it wrong? I say things wrong all the time, so tomato is my life. Let's see. Get that in there. Yeah, because I have some dark over there. And then it doesn't look like it did much there. Oh well, I'm not going to mimic this completely. Bluish turquoise. I will warn you though, the names on the Albrecht Durer and Supracolor don't always line up with their counterpart. However, the numbers always match. So this is bluish turquoise 149. But you will notice, like, you know, because the companies like to go and change their pencil names, but they don't go back and change the names on the watercolor version, which I find absolutely hilarious. So the numbers match though. So like if you're looking at yours, like your polychromos, and you're like, I don't remember a color like that. That's why these all have the old school names, the OG names, as we will say. All right. And I'm just doing light layers, light layers. Because then I can always go and touch up with just pulling it off the tip. You could also do a second coat, but because this paper is not made, you know, for watercolor technically, now I'm using my light cobalt turquoise. I prefer to just pull it off the tip to accent where I need to. Because I don't want to pill my paper. Put a little in here too. All right. Trying to always make sure I'm on frame, but sometimes I forget to look. All right. Oh, I like that. Like it, like it. Okay, let's get to dissolving. Albrecht Durer is a mouthful, I agree. That's why I just call them the ADs and the Supra. All right, that's how we're gonna go. All right, let me re-wet my brush. Okay, I gotta move this pencil thing so I don't drop it because you'd probably hear me cry on live stream. All right, there we go. I'm just gonna get, ooh, that color is poppin', poppin', poppin'. Ooh, I love it. Oh my gosh, can you guys hear that wind? Is my camera picking up the sound of that wind? It's insane, like it's rattling things. Oh, that's good to know, Shadow. Actually, that's really good information. I always love when there's little backstories. Stipple, stipple. I just love the turquoise range in the Albrecht Durer. I'm not gonna lie. I feel it's a lot better than the Supracolor, but then Supracolor has some colors that I wish Albrecht Durer did. So in a perfect world, I would just combine them. Just combine them. All right. Just dragging that one out. Yeah, a little bit more water. Okay. Get that one in there. Again, always go light to dark. Wipe off your brush. If you feel you got too much water, wipe your brush for sure. And then just kind of stipple in the colors wherever you feel it needs to blend better. And then I always take my lighter color and I kind of drag it into the white space. Now for you guys, it might not show up as well just because of the camera, but it's a very pale blue that's now in that white space. I always get very hyper focused while I'm activating, so I'm not looking at the chat at the moment, but I'll look while I dry these. That'll be catch-up time while I'm sitting there holding the dryer. And the reason I'm drying is so we can move back and forth quickly because I don't want to accidentally rub anything and smear. Yeah, there we go. All right. I think I picked a pretty good comparison. Let's see. They're juicy. Both of them actually are really juicy. They both dissolve incredibly well. Although on this paper, right now the AVs are dissolving a little better. It's the same. Why does it take so much focus? Yeah, I know you're like so hyper focused on doing that, but it's because you're like, once this dries, it's gonna leave a line. All right, yeah. So I think I actually picked pretty close colors. So I'm just patting myself on the back there right now. All right, let's keep going with our wings. So I'm going back and I'm gonna finish the wings on this side. However, I might, yeah, we'll hold off on adding purple just yet. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, Corey. Let's see. Michelle, I do want to say I love my AF matte sharper and Splendor blender. Oh, yes, those are two of my favorite products in the world. I got a whole drawer next to me of Splendor blenders. So let's see. I'm back to Prussian blue with the Supras. And I'm just going to do all the wings on this side now. Just kind of get her done type of thing. And then we can go back in and touch up where I want. Maybe I'll save touch-ups for the end. I don't know. Like I said, we're winging it. We're winging it with the wings. This is really just kind of a hangout chat, and I'm getting these two colors out of the way, so I'm like getting a few things done. Let's see, I like that. I think I'll leave that there. Oof, that wind. Oh my gosh, I hope I don't lose power. On a Sunday in Utah, do you know how long it'll take them to put the power back on? Ugh. Okay. Put these in here. I hear you, Sarah. I love the watercolor pencils too, but it's really hard to decide like where to put your money, and that's kind of why I am doing these watercolor battles so that you guys can kind of decide for yourselves what you want to spend your money on, like what's worth it to you. I mean, there are a ton out there, a ton. And funny, I put out that poll asking, okay, so I have just these few last ones, you know, which ones do you guys want to see? And you know what? I ended up buying all of them. So I don't even know why I bothered. I was like, shoot, I'll just buy them. Okay. Now we are back to cobalt blue. Let's see. Make that a little darker. I'm semi-talking to myself, but it benefits you, I guess, as well, because you hear my brain process. But I do talk to myself when when I have no plan of attack, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do this, and just talking myself through it. Okay, I think I'm gonna put a dark line in the middle here. And again, I'm using very light pressure. You don't need to go crazy. You never ever should press hard with a watercolor pencil. No matter the quality, if you scratch into the tooth of that paper, you're going to leave a line. So always be light-handed. You can always go back. But if you want more pigment, just layer more pigment while it's dry. If you want like a darker color, don't scratch it into the paper. But I like to just start light, kind of see where it goes and touch up later, because you can always add more, but you can't take it away. Oh, sticking to these. See, loving Inktense. I do love Inktense. I really do. Inktense will not be included in the watercolor battle because they are not watercolor pencils. So I just don't feel it's fair to put them in there. However, I can do fun little comparisons later down the road, but if you guys have watched my channel enough, you know that I absolutely hate when the Inktense are called watercolor pencils. I get so mad. Unreasonably upset by it too. It's kind of ridiculous. All right. Now we've got our turquoise blue. Just gonna pop a little here. This is my lightest color, so just kind of adding it where I feel like it would benefit, but I still want to leave white space, of course. Oh, bye, Shadow. And no worries, Melissa, totally fine. Let's see. I think I'm just going to put this down the sides here. And here, probably should have grabbed my Caran palette because I tend to use that sometimes too. But all right, let's activate these and see how these are looking. I actually don't art journal. I want to get into it. I just don't have the time. There's so many things I want to do, but it's like I got to prioritize my, the time. And yeah, I don't. And I've been doing some more watercolor and stuff lately, so that's kind of like soaked up the last bit of my freedom. I do have a little more free time because I kind of told the kids that they need to get a check on their sports, but yeah, still. All right, now we're back to super hyper focus mode because I don't know why. Like Erica said, why does this take so much focus? No idea. I think it's partially I don't want to go out of the lines, partially I want to get that color moving. And yeah. Okay. The other thing to remember when you're activating, the more water you use, the more washed out these can get. So you can indeed activate these with a colorless Tombow, which I will do on my test worksheet, but I'm not doing that today. I will admit this paper does take water okay, but it's not meant to be like saturated. A little more water on my brush though. Oh, these teeny tiny little spots. Okay. This is like the silent awkward part where I can't really read the chat because I'm activating. So I'm just like, do. Occasionally try to throw in a tip so it looks like I'm still here. Loving these turquoisey blues, my favorite. I don't think I activated that. No, I did not. Okay, almost there. Just one more little wing down here. All right. Okay, now let me get that dried and I can read chat. Oh, the museum aquarelles. Yeah. I will be doing a comparison of those as well. Don't you worry. Yeah, you can use the colorless, just the Tombow blender on the watercolor pencils. I don't recommend using the colorless alcohol blender. You can use that, but I don't like the way it looks when you do. Hi, hyper fixated, Corey. Yes, I'm overly fixated on this, but no worries. Um, oh, you use those colors on your chubby bumblebee. uh, let's see. All right, now we're on Albrecht Durer's or ADD or ADs, not ADDs. Whoa. All right. So we're going to grab our, let me adjust my, now that it's starting to buckle from the water, let me adjust my clippy. All right. So I'm going to go in with my Prussian blue now. And yeah, there's no way in heck I'm going to exactly remember how I did this. So trying to make them look somewhat similar, but whatever. It's a bee's wings. All right, put that there. Did I put blue here? I did on this side. Oh. Okay. Let's see. No worries, Mandy. Have fun shopping. I was shopping yesterday. I don't really leave the house to shop much. So when I say I left the house to shop, that's like a monumental event. So I left, well, because it was my husband's birthday. So I had to pick up some stuff for his birthday dinner. And then my daughter has to make this little car out of cardboard that because they're doing a performance at school. And we have to make it. And yeah, she has to like just design her own one. And at first she wanted this like elaborate unicorn thing. And I was just like, I don't think I can do that. But yeah, so I had to go to Hobby Lobby and pick up some supplies. And then, of course, you can't go into Hobby Lobby with two girls and not leave without something not on the list. So my daughter got a diamond painting. And I was really excited because I don't do diamond painting. Like, I don't have the patience for it, but I think they look so pretty. And so I was really excited to see her do it. And she did like a quarter of a leaf and was like, I'm kind of done. So, well, okay. Mother like daughter, or daughter like mother. Oh, hi, Emily. You're here now. Yes, it's the page that everyone voted on. I'm getting her done. I did laugh because I put out the vote in our Discord for, I can't even remember what the books were now. Now I'm using my bluish turquoise. But yeah, Johanna Basford was one, and Emily voted for that, and I was like, oh, shocker. She does really good stuff in Johanna Basford. Very pretty. I'm starting to find that I actually enjoy my Johanna Basford with watercolor pencils. I don't know. Oh, that open space. The bee's knees. All of you diamond paint. I tried diamond painting, I really did, but picking up those itty bitty little things and filling in those tiny circles. Oh my gosh, I was losing my marbles. I mean, yeah. I just didn't have the patience. They look so cool though when they're done, how they just sit there and, sparkly. And my daughter picked this white wolf one with some sort of floral pattern thing going on. I was trying to talk her into like all these other ones, but she really wanted this one, and it's still pretty, but Yeah, it's really intricate. I was like looking at it, reading the instructions with her, and I was just like, holy crap, I don't think I could do this. And clearly she can't either because she only got like that leaf barely done. So I'm just kind of adding this in here. I'm like looking over here, but then I'm like, I don't even care if they match. This is too much effort. All right. Okay, so we are now to light cobalt turquoise. Again, that's the lightest color, so I'm just kind of adding it in here and there. Wow, words are hard today. Let's see, Ivy and the Inky Butterfly is your favorite. I would have to say, that is one of my faves too. Out of all of her books, I bought 2 copies because the first one was a mixture of me doing oopsies and my kids getting a hold of it. But yeah, what about all of you guys in chat? What's your favorite Johanna book so far? Like, let's see, we've got Secret Garden, Enchanted Forest, Worlds of Wonder, World of Flowers, Ivy and the Inky Butterfly. I know I'm missing Ocean, the Ocean one. And there's so many that I'm trying to think. But I'd love to hear what everyone's favorite is, but I would agree Ivy's probably my favorite too. Although that Wonder Room one that's coming out soonish, that one looks pretty snazzy. Let's see. Magical Jungle. Why do I always forget that one? See, we got some more Ivies, Worlds of Wonder, Enchanted Forest. All of them. Emily. Let's see. Worlds of Wonder, Magical Jungle. All of them for Mona too. All right, let's do some activating. Yeah, that's such pretty work. I mean, just the things she comes up with are amazing. Okay, now we're back to the whole, I'm super focused on activating these. Ooh, that one came out a little brighter than I wanted and got in all up in there. Stipple, gotta remember to stipple. Yes, the new one I think is gonna be like every time she gives a sneak peek, I'm just like, ooh, it's like super busy looking. And normally I run from those, but for some reason when she has her busy ones, I'm very excited. She makes the busy work fun as I'm working on a busy bee. Okay. Again, light to dark, preserving that white space and then just stippling anywhere because you never want harsh lines. Watercolor pencils, while they do reactivate, they do not reactivate like your average watercolor paint. They're a lot more staining, so they're not as forgiving. So that's kind of, I guess, another reason I get hyper focused when I am activating, because I'm like, if I screw this up, you can always cover it up, like it just add more on top. But yeah, who wants to do more work? Lost Ocean for you. So I got Lost Ocean. It took me a while to get that one, but it is so intricate. That one is hard for me just because it is so intricate, you know. There's some pages in there though that aren't, but for the most part, I was like, I might have to tackle this bad boy with like fine liners. but it is a very cute book. Okay. Oh my gosh, that wind outside. Could it just start snowing already? All right. Almost there. I did activate that one. I'm gonna have to touch that one up though. I don't like the way it's looking. I think one reason I like the Pentels is they haven't frayed on me, and I've been using them quite a bit, and I don't get the fray. And this little one here has the perfect fine tip. It gets into every little itty bitty nook and cranny. So I really like it. I'm gonna bring that up there. Kind of wiggle that one up there too. Okay, let me dry that one off. Oh, let's see. Oh, did a great job on color matching. Thank you. I was sitting here swatching them and I'm like, I don't know. Now the purples is where the purples and pinks, you'll see some differences. Those ones were a little harder. Let's see. All right, so that's just the first coat on both sides. So we have the 80s, as we're gonna call them, and the Supras, and they both are looking really nice and colorful. I have some purples and pinks and stuff, so I may be adding those back. So before I touch up these colors at all, I'm going to we'll start on the other elements of the page, and then we'll come back because, like I said, I might add some pinks into the wings too. So let's start on some flowers. Let me just stretch this out. I'll grab my other clips, but then that would require me to nail my camera. So, Oh, you should break them out, Barbara. You can color along. If I remember, I'll try to remember to put the colors in the description below, but you know what? I'm not going to promise anything. Let me take a drink of water, though. I do need that. Okay. Let's see. I am going to put a cough drop in. I'm sorry. I hope no one takes it too rudely, but I figure it's better that I have this in my mouth than cough in your ear. So I'm not eating on camera. I am protecting your ears. All right, let's go with the Supra. So for our purplish, pinkish thingish we're doing, we are going to do aubergine, which is 99, purple violet, which is 100, and light purple, which is 91. Yes, the Pentel water brush pens are my favorite so far. Not gonna lie, a couple minutes ago I did break out all my water brushes. Let's see. Yeah, this can perfectly split down the middle, except this flower down here at the bottom. But you know what? That'll be kind of fun. I'll do like half of it in one and half in the other, maybe. We'll see. All right, so I'm going to go in with aubergine. I always start with my darker colors. That's just how I roll. And this one, I'm actually going to give a little bit of a sharpen. Okay. Only because I want thin lines. You don't have to sharpen watercolor brushes as much. But like when I want to get into these little itty bitty crevices and get really fine lines, then yeah, you'll want to sharpen them. I did not pre-test these pink and purple colors because I was running low on time. So let's see how this works out. I want these back petals darker because obviously they are in shadow. Am I going for realism though? No. Let's test one flower and see how we like it. Okay, purple violet, number 100. It's kind of overlapping it. I'm definitely going to put it all the way up to the top on here. And I'll probably be like changing up. Like I'm not going to use the exact same combo on every single flower. I'll mix between these. Okay. And then I'm going to keep with my purple violet and I'm going to just snag this one back here because I want to use my light purple as well. I think that's a petal right in there. Alrighty. And I'm doing pretty basic blends. You can get pretty crazy with your blends as long as you know color theory. Like you can mix in some oranges and stuff in here and it would be really pretty, but you got to be careful. All right, now we're grabbing the light purple 91 and just on this one over here is where I'm going to add my light purple. Okay, so let's activate those. Ow. As I elbow my case, let's activate those two and see what we think. Yeah, it's like Rooms of Wonders with the new ones titled, I thought. I'm gonna start with a lighter one with too much water on my brush. There we go. Okay. You just kind of wet it and then drag it down into the darker one. Don't overwork it. These are both very nice pencils. They dissolve really well. There's zero reason to overwork them. Now, some of the budget pencils actually require you to sit there and freaking saturate them forever. But these ones dissolve with just a little water, so you can just activate and drag it down and it's going to activate it all. So no point in overworking it. And museum aquarelles, I swear those things just like melt at the word water. Those things are nuts. But they're very pigmented and quite opaque, whereas these two here have a little bit more of a transparency to them, which I appreciate because that's kind of the watercolor feel. All right. So I don't like how light this is. So I may go in with an even darker purple, but I'm first going to pull it off the tip, probably. See what I think. Okay. So I'm like activating it and pulling it into that white space and then just kind of wiggling it down there. Wiggle. Okay, let me see. Where's my swatch charts? It's too light. It's too light. Let's see if I can just darken it up, pulling off the tip first. I'm going to grab my aubergine. Just very gently. Anytime I'm pulling off the tip, this is just how I do it. I pull from down here and not way at the top. That way, if I go to, go back to use this dry, this isn't all wet up top. So I just pull from down here. Otherwise, oh yeah, there we go. Whee! That works out just fine. So what I'm going to end up having to do is just put a heavier amount of pigment down for this one. But I definitely like that better. Yeah, the color just wasn't concentrated enough, but I did do a light layer. And again, you can always just do a second layer, or you can do this. It kind of depends. Like if overall it's really muted, I would do a second layer. But if you're just trying to do a touch up and make something pop, then I would just pull it off the tip of the pencil. And same thing with that one. I feel like it's just not popping enough. Let's see. That's way too much water on my brush. If you see it pooling on the pencil, then you have pulled too much. Okay. Not sure I'm enjoying these purples yet, but we'll wait and see. Yeah, so the museum aquarelles are a step above Albrecht Durer and Supracolor. By far, they have the highest light fast rating on the market for a watercolor pencil. The pigment in those things is absolutely outrageous. Supracolor is from Caran, but it's more comparable to the Albrecht Durer. I know everyone hears Caran and thinks like it must be the absolute best, but Caran does have, some lower like differences like this. They have the super colors. Okay. So for the Albrecht Dürers on the flowers, I'm going to be using magenta 133. Yeah, museums are like the luminance, supercolors. Supercolors and Pablos are meant to go together, just like the polychromos and Albrecht Dürer go together. So I'm using magenta 133, and then light red violet 135, light purple pink 128. All right, so we're going to go in with our magenta. And I'm just going to lay these down a little heavier. Now, these ones are not going to match quite as well. And that's because they didn't have colors that were close enough to my liking. So, well, that's okay. Yeah, there is a step below the Supras. Those are the fan colors, and I actually have the fan colors, which I will be showing you guys as well, not today, but is part of the watercolor battles. So the fan colors are their student grade, not grain. They're on my list of to swatch. I got a very long list of to swatch. Okay. Now let's take our why are words so hard? Light red violet 135. That's what I was trying to say. I'm going to fill those ones in, leave a tiny bit of white at the tip on the petals that are up front, but the ones in the back I'm going all the way. Then I may, when I'm doing the background, activate these on a palette and just paint away with them. It's a little easier when you're trying to cover a big space with watercolor pencils. I'd rather just activate them on a palette. All right, sticking to the light red violet, I'm going to start working on this little one here. Let's see, Emily. So with all the watercolor competition, are you ranking them or doing a bracket? So, yes, it kind of feels like a March Madness, except it, won't actually complete in March. But, so I am going to rank them, but they're going to be in categories. Like, so I'm not going to like compare. Oh gosh, I'm trying to think of a budget pencil right now and I can't. Like the Indra watercolor pencils, I'm not going to have those compete against an artist grade. So like artist grade is going to stick in its own, and compete there. Whereas then you have like the student grade and whatnot. And then I will have like overall comparisons as well. So like you'll still find out like if any of those budget ones hold up to the more expensive artist grade, but I mean you got to keep in mind like light fast rating, quality, and all that. Oh yeah, jazzes. Jazzes. Oh my gosh, if no one's ever watched Jazz's marker thing, I was just dying watching that thing, especially because he would open like a box and be like, this is the same marker. Just laughing so hard. That thing had me going. All right, so now we are going to be doing light purple pink number 128. I'm just gonna pop that one in there. Oh, it's such a pretty color. Such a pretty color. Hi, Carmen. Yeah, Jazz's marker video is just amazing. I love how he did the brackets and everything, and he did awesome. And I had thought of doing the brackets like that, but my only thing is so those were markers, right? Those have completely different properties than watercolor pencils. So it's kind of hard to do the brackets and give you a fair comparison, especially when it comes to things like light fast and all that. Yeah, they're all touch something. Jazza makes me laugh every time I watch that guy. Like I can't even like his gouache video, I was just practically rolling on the floor. I mean, there's nothing he's made that I haven't been just laughing. My favorite video is his how to blend Copic markers. Or no, it's how to blend markers, works with any brand. And then he throws his Copics in a blender. I was like, I did not see that coming, but it was perfect. And true. He fulfilled what he promised. He did indeed blend markers. Yes, very talented and very funny. guy definitely has a unique personality. And I'll never forget the gouache because now every time I say gouache, I think of Sean Connery thanks to Jazza. Need to go mow my gouache. All right. Now we're going to activate this bad boy. So here's where you're going to see the differences in color. That's okay, because now we can compare some pretty different purples. But there just wasn't a purple I liked between the two that was going to pull it off. These brands definitely have differences in their purples and their reds. That's not a bad thing. I did activate that one. So again, I'm just moving it into that white space and then just going down. And this magenta one always looks really red when it's wet, and then it kind of dulls out after it dries up a little. I am going to take my light red violet because it really faded out on that one there. I'm going to see if I can pop it up a little bit. Oh, yeah, the paintings he intervenes with, that one is actually pretty funny too. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, this one might need a touch up. I'm not liking the way the color came out on that one. That's okay. I have to touch up my light color too because it just really faded out, but I'm gonna have to put heavier layers for that one as well. So let's grab our light purple pink. Always clean off your brush really well before you go start pulling off the tip of your other pencil. I made an oopsie one time doing that. Oops. And then I go out of the line. It's okay though, whatever. It's too much water. There we go. Nice and pink. I like that pink. And these flowers may just be something I either have to touch up or do second coats. So, because it stands out a lot better with that little touch up there. Okay, let me dry those real quick. Yeah, the Supracolors are coming out pretty dull even after I went in and added, but I'm going to add my other color and touch it up a little and see. But their purple is kind of weak. So I'm going to take my purple violet from the Supracolor and I'm going to touch up around here and see if that kind of breathes some life into it because it's pretty dull. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go grab my palette in a second because I'm gonna be doing this much touch up. It's just easier to put them on the palette. Let me just try that one. Yeah, so as you can see, the Supracolor purples, get my rag out of the way, they kind of dull out once they dry. But the Albrecht Durers do the same. So I might, on the next flowers, I might just put them on a palette and paint them on, and we'll see. But I kind of want to do some more little work down here on the buggy. And I didn't pick any greens, so this is going to be an interesting challenge. Ooh, boy. All right. I like olivey greens. It's just where I go. Okay. I think I'm going to do... Actually, that permanent green olive is pretty good. And that tray is already next to me. So, yeah. All right. Where is that in the list? That's permanent green. Oh, I didn't put my permanent green olive back in its place. Oh, no. That was naughty. Oh, there it is. Okay. And then let's grab a nice dark green. I'll just add the pine. Let's just add the pine. Okay, let's see if I can find similar colors in this. Maybe not. Yeah, so there's a lot of nice dark greens in the Faber-Castell range, whereas the greens here are kind of, So I might have to not use the pine because that's not going to match up. So I got my permanent olive green, which is going to be close to, closest would be moss. So let me grab moss. Of course, it's the third tray. Yeah, purples and reds are really hard for companies. Let's see. What did I say? I wanted moss. All right, so I got my moss. All right, so we got two of those going on. Okay. And yeah, since there's not a lot in the dark gray category here, I could, spruce is a little too cool though. I'm gonna stick to the warms. So I guess we're gonna have to go. All right, we will add a May green and, oh, oof. All right, May green from Albrecht Durer and probably khaki. Oh, that's hard because these are just a little bit too yellow. I'm going to go with light olive. It's going to be a little off, but it's probably the best I'm going to get. Okay. I know, it's always in the third tray. Okay. So I grabbed some greens. I do have to sharpen, so I'm warning you now. Please plug your ears if it annoys you. Sorry. But all these little leaves in here, I'm not going to be able to do with a blunt tip. Okay. It's over, I promise. Now let's make sure I got my brands put together correctly. That could get messy. All right, let's try some leaves. So we'll grab our Supracolors. Oh, two Emily's, that's why. Emily, you're like, why is everyone saying hi to me again? Okay, so for the Supras in the green category, I'm using Moss Green 225 and Light Olive 245. Get my fat hand out of the way, but these leaves are so tiny. Okay, then now I'm using my Light Olive. And on these little guys, I'm just going to take it to the top. Okay. Now I'm going to grab my 80s, as we're going to call them, and I have my permanent green olive 167, May green 170. So I'm going to start with the permanent green olive. This is going to be a little bit darker, but like I said, the Supracolors really don't have a good dark green, so that's something to consider. Now, could you make a dark olive green? Yes, you can mix them. I have a video on my channel taking the 12 Albrecht Durers and having a little bit too much fun mixing them all into a bajillion colors, but you can mix these. So just because you're missing a color, like when I'm judging these pencils, I'm not going to ding a company for missing a color because honestly, you can mix. These are mixable. It's a versatile medium. Now, if they have like an amazing lack of an obvious color, then I will ding them for that because it's kind of like, well, what the heck? All right. Gonna just activate these. Yeah, I get confused because we have multiple Emilys, we have multiple Melissas, and when they're all in chat at once, it's funny because you'll be talking to one or someone will be talking to one and the other one responds. You're like, oh, wait, no, the other one. Or during a giveaway, that's the hard one because you'll say congrats, and it's like, oh wait, I have to say the actual one because there's multiples. I think I got those pretty close considering the lack of greens on Supracolor. That's not too bad. Now, just like with Graphitint or any of those pencils, you can activate your watercolor pencils and then go back in with them dry if they're a good quality pencil. Some of these budget ones I've been swatching, oh my gosh, I would not use those things dry. I don't even care how much you pay me. So I'm actually going to go back in with this permanent green olive from Albrecht Durer. And I am going to just add some shading dry. And I'm going to leave it there. But you can do that if the pencil lays down nice and smooth. There's no rule out there saying you can't go in and add some shading. And if there is a rule, then I'm a rule breaker. Same thing with a Supracolor. I'm going to take my moss green and just go back in and darken some things out. I'm not reactivating it. I'm using the pencil dry to add my shading. A good quality watercolor pencil will let you do that. But see, I really want that moss to kind of shine through because it kind of got overwhelmed there. All right, let me grab my Caran palette real fast because I'm going to use that on these little itty bitty leaves. Okay. So we have the infamous Caran palette. If you are using watercolor pencils on the Caran palette, do not use the smooth side, use the rough side. Marilyn, can you layer watercolor pencils the same way you do watercolor activating layer 2? Yes, you can actually layer watercolor pencils better because they don't reactivate as well. So if you're looking to layer that way, they work really well because these stain your page more than a normal watercolor. So you can layer and layer on top without, accidentally bleeding. Oh, the snow is kicking through. But yeah, like with my normal watercolors, if I go in too early, I'm going to lift, whereas these don't lift up. Now, if you are trying to layer and still get the underlayer to move with it, it's not going to move as well. All right, so let's start with our Supracolors. And we're going to just put them on the palette. Again, you just scratchy the pigment on there. And that was my moss green. And then I am using my light olive. Let's put it up here. And the reason I'm putting them on the palette is because I'm going to tackle these freakishly tiny leaves, and this will just be a better way to do it. So what I like to do first is get my water brush really wet and really activate the color as if it was a watercolor. It's quite milky looking. So I'm getting it nice and activated. All right, and then I dry off my brush because this is already wet. And I just pick up the colors. Now my B has to get split down the middle. In fact, do I have a pencil nearby? No, I don't. Just got to remember, we're on the Supras. So I'm taking my moss and I'm just kind of plopping it in here and there. I might actually have to break out a pencil, or not pencil, a paintbrush for this. And I'm just taking it off the palette. Your brush should be pretty dry because this is already wet on the palette. I think I'll split these right here. Again, I'm just using moss. It's going to look a little bit lighter because it's watered down. I added extra water when I was activating them, but that's because I'm going to go in and shade with the dry color after. I don't know what that is back there. I'm working on just these itty bitty leaves right now, though. Okay, dry that off. I'm going to grab some of my light olive now. Just kind of plop it in where I want. You don't have to do it this way. You could just straight up put the pencils in and activate them. But in these little spaces, I kind of want to just blend the colors and let them bleed into one another. So that's why I'm doing it this way. You do you. It's all good. All right. Let's see. I'm going down there. Okay, get this one. Trying to get all these itty bitty leaves that look very similar to one another. Yeah, I can zoom in. Hang on a sec. Hold that thought. Oh, where's my zoom? Boop. There we go. Now I gotta make sure I stay on frame. So right now I'm just tackling these little leaves that all look the same. But again, make sure if you're using a water brush, your water brush is dry. So don't be pushing it and activating more water. Grab some of my light olive now. I'm just gonna drop that in where I want. Okay. This method does take a little longer, but I just like it for these little itty bitty parts. Plus, it's fun to see how your pencils react. All right, so I'm going to take more of my moss, and I'm just going to kind of put it in between here. There's other leaves, but I'm focusing on this one kind of leaf right now. Okay, so we got some more down here. Yeah, I have to use this really teeny tiny little Pentel one. But if you make sure your brush is really dry, then you can get in here. But if you have water on your brush, that's where it kind of backfires on you. So just always make sure your brush is dry, or just pull out a paintbrush like a number 0. Have at it. I'm just using this moss in here. It's also really important to not have a fraying water brush if you're doing this, because those little fray pieces will go over. See, if we're split in half, this leaf will still be part of this side. Okay, now I'm grabbing my light olive. I'm just gonna plop her in there. Then I'll dry this and just do a little bit of shading with the dry Supracolors. Making sure, oh, I need a little bit more of my moss color because I'm gonna fill it in right here. And on that one, I'm actually gonna pull it off the tip because I want it a little darker. Still want it darker. There we go. Same thing with right in here. Steady hand. Don't drink a lot of coffee. All right, light olive, just popping that in here. Pull off the tip right here for these ones. Can't tell. All right. Okay. So let me dry those and then I can show you how I'll shade them. 1 second. Let's dry. All right, since we are zoomed in though, you can kind of see how I did the shading here with the darker color. And I just kind of added that little bit of contrast, and it was dry. No biggie. All right, so I'm just double checking these are actually dry. Okay, so I'm gonna take my moss green, and that's my darker Supracolor, and I'm just gonna, while dry, go in and add some shading. I'm not gonna activate it. I am seriously just here adding some accents. Now, you could also do this with your Pablos if you want to, but if you don't have to break out another set of pencils, why bother? That's kind of how I roll. I don't want to go fishing through my Pablos. But if you want to, go for it. I just want to make sure I'm emphasizing the little shadow peeking out right about here. You don't have to do every leaf. You can just kind of do whatever you want to do, or just leave it as is. Like there's seriously, you don't have to go back in and shade at all. I just do because I just can't help myself. Okay. All right. So now we are going to go and do the Albrecht Durer side with the leaves. Oops, stay in frame. So again, I have the permanent olive green 167 and May green 170. So I'm going to get those activated on my palette, which you can't see because I'm zoomed in, but just trust that I'm doing it. Oh, you put them in the same case. I had thought about doing that, but I honestly don't use them together much. I probably would though, actually, if they were in the same case. So maybe that's why I don't. All right, let me just activate these on my palette. Oh, this green is so pretty. So pretty. All right, and then dry off my brush. Okay, so we're going to start with that scooch in. There we go. I'm going to start with my permanent green olive. I really want to say permanent olive green. It's just what comes out naturally. The brush is still too wet, so I got to dry it off a little more. Just popping it in there. Take a little of my May green, drop it in there. Back to my permanent green olive. I'm basically just going to be switching back and forth between the two. May green will go more towards the tip because it's lighter, whereas the permanent green olive will go towards the bottom. Hi, Audrey. Welcome and good evening to you. All right, so I'm going to put this, get it on my petal. Trying to get in that nook and cranny there. Okay. Just dropping some May green in at the top again. Kind of just like, I'm not even wiping off my brush when I do this much. I'm just kind of swapping between the two colors. Because you really don't have to go crazy with the wiping off your brush because they're watered down so much. And you're not going to make mud or anything here. These are two greens. Oh, it's a little off center, but whatever. It's going to be part of this one from now on. Little leaves, little leaves. Down there. Oh my goodness, the snow is a blowing outside now. Ooh, I got some green on my page. Okay, getting my May green, just dropping it in. Absolutely love May green. It's one of my favorite poly colors, I'm not gonna lie. Got a little straggler leaf right there, it looks like. I'm sure I missed a leaf or two. I always find them like the next day. Like, oh, there it is. Okay, let me dry those. I'm not sure how much snow we're going to get. We're going through the crazy phase here in Utah where weather is just so unpredictable. So it's like, I mean, yesterday it was 60, so, and now it's snowing. All right, these ones will be kind of interesting to split, won't they? So let's see, what do I want to do next? I want to play with some yellows. That's what I want to do. Okay, so, oh, wrong side. We're on the Supracolor side here. So for Supracolor, I don't know if it'll zoom in. Come on, camera. I know you can do it. Okay, you can't. Well, it's lemon yellow 240 and golden yellow 20. So I'm going to start with my golden yellow. Just pop that down there. And then I'm going to... this will be fun. Some of these will have to just be a little bit of a mingling situation. That one, I think I'll make an Albrecht Durer one. And I'm just using really simple 2 colors on this. I may add a brown later, but still using that golden, I said golden yellow, right? Yeah, golden yellow. Just pop that one in there. Some of these I'll just use the single color and drag it out. Others I'll be adding my other color in. Okay, I think we're gonna have to give this one to the Supra. I think I'm gonna do the eyes in the yellow too. Okay. Let's see. Now we are going to do the lemon yellow 240. That one I'm going to leave as one color. This one's going to be 2 colors. It's going to be 1 color. So yeah, some will be 1, some will be 2. I think because this one's a little bit more on this side, I'm going to make that one for Supra. So I'm going to add my golden yellow to that one as well. Okay, and then I'm going to add my lemon yellow right in there. I will definitely try that, Caran. Doesn't always work for me, but I will give it a go. All right, we're going to start at the top so I can work my way down. So again, you want your brush damp, not sopping wet. I'm just going to wiggle that one and then start with a lighter color and bring it into the golden yellow. And then on the ones where I just have 1 color, I'm just dragging it out to create that gradient. That golden yellow is so pretty once it's activated though, just pops. Really pretty color. Okay. Again, just kind of dragging that. I want to leave a little white space on these ones. And just get these little guys down here. And you can always go back with a dry pencil if you want. Right, so let me dry those real quick. Okay. Yep, we're pretty dry. Okay, so now for the Albrecht Durer, we are using dark cadmium yellow 108 and cadmium yellow lemon 205. So starting with my dark cadmium yellow, kind of the same thing. Just rinse and repeat what we did on the other side. That's the one thing about doing these side by side. It's like, look, you're watching me do it all over again. Whee! All right. Make that one dark there. The pencils are getting all warm from my heat tool because they're sitting right next to it, so they're extra soft laying down right now. I'm like using this one. I was like, wow, this is like butter. Just pop that in here. But yeah, it's because they're sitting next to my heat tool as I pull it away. I'm going to make this one an Albrecht Durer flower. All right, now with the cadmium yellow lemon, which has a greenish looking barrel. So if you go looking for it in your case, you're going to be like, what? But it's yellow. It's just got a greenish looking barrel. Okay. I hope I got these matched pretty well. We'll find out. All right. So let's go ahead and get this going. Oh, hi, Claire. Welcome. Okay. Same thing, just light to dark. Albrecht Durer yellows are definitely a lot thicker. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I just like the way they are when they activate. They're just so creamy. Oh, thanks, Claire. We are doing half the page in Albrecht Durer, half the page in Supracolor 2s. I gotta add the 2 at the end because the other day someone was like, no, it's Supracolor 2. It's like, I know, but we all know what I'm saying. It's Supracolor. All right. No, the nails. You guys and the nails, you crack me up. But look, I'm so outdated now. I got a clover. Like, I go in on Friday. I don't know what I'm gonna do. All right, so let's get some flowers going. All these cute little flowers in here. So I gotta make sure I keep my pencils together. Yeah, like with the Neocolors. It's just when I say Neocolors, I just assume everyone knows I'm talking about the Neocolor 2s. But then I forget and people are like, there's Neocolor 1s. Like, I know, but I was talking about the 2s. All right, so we're gonna start with the Supras again and same purples as we were using before, but I am going to put down a little bit of a heavier layer, not heavier pressure, just more layers and see if I like the colors better. So we're gonna do aubergine. That's true. It is still March, so I'm good to go. And I am still working on that clover page from, oh my gosh, what is it, Rena? So as long as I finish that this month, I am relevant. I'm gonna just do these little flowers. So this one we did in Supracolor. So this one can be the itty bitty flowers. Oh my. So yeah, I'm just adding little extra color, but I'm not like burnishing my page with my pencil here. I have used the Neocolor ones, but I mean, they're not water soluble, and so they're really fun though to like if you want to use water on top of them because they hold a wax line. But yeah, I don't know. They're just kind of they're not for me. But I think I've seen people use them to hold the line while they're doing like watercolors and stuff, and it looks really pretty. Let's see, I want to do a little mixture on these little ones down here. I'm gonna need like a magnifying glass for my own eyes looking at these things. Woo. Okay, that one. And that one's an Albrecht Durer, but this is a Supracolor. Okay. Yeah, both the are you talking about the Neocolor ones being wax? Okay, so now we're back to purple violet, and I'm going to probably tackle this one here. Okay, let's see. Oh, the choices. Actually, I'm going to use my aubergine just around this little one here. This is why I had to sharpen them, because I had to get into these little nooks and crannies that on screen for you guys look huge, but are so tiny. Oh, yeah, no, the Neocolor ones are wax. All right, we're back to purple violet. I don't remember where I think I learned that from one of Harry's reviews, actually. I think that's where I learned it. We all learn everything from Harry. Okay, let's see. I'm debating how I want to do those other ones. Choices. Okay, that. All right, let's grab our light purple. Such a beautiful, like pinkish purple color. I really like this one. That one is a Supracolor flower. Okay. I think what I'm gonna do is debating. Oh, the choices. All right. We are going to do our purple violet, and I'm going to pop that here at the bottom. I'm gonna again put a little extra layers because the Supracolors did not do very well on those flowers above. They were kind of meh. And then I'm going to take my light purple and just put that on top. Yeah, I think that'll be a good contrast if it blends out as pretty as it looks dry. And then I'm going to do the purple violet again. And this one here. Okay. Splitting a page 50-50, and I don't even think we're 50% of the way through the page. All right, now I'm going to take my aubergine again, and I'm going to put that one in this one here. Basically just going back and forth with the colors at this point, just to kind of create a little bounce, because I'm sticking to these three just so that I can easily compare when I do the battles to the other three. And then light purple on this one. We'll see how these blend together. Could look ugly, could look pretty. Let's find out. Oh, hi, Pricey. Just wanted to say hi. No worries. Come back when you can. Okay, let's see. So I'm going to take my light purple again, and I think I'm going to use that for these little ones and just drag the color out, because I think that would look really pretty on these itty bitty ones here. Well, they're actually not itty bitty, but they got itty bitty petals. Okay. I'm just putting extra layers because I do not want to have to keep going over these ones. So, and then yell at me if I go out of frame because I'm so zoomed in. Okay, and then I think for these bottom ones, we are going to do the purple violet. Through the center there. Okay. Let's see, Danny. Why do you use the palette method for the leaves? Is it faster for you than hitting a bunch of tiny items like the leaf? Yeah, so I put them on the palette just because it was quicker for me than sitting here using two different colors on all these tiny little leaves. I can just activate it, pick it up on my brush, and quickly fill them in, and then I can just go back and shade, which I did not go back and shade on the Albrecht Durer side, so got to do that. But yeah, it was faster and it's just easier. There's no right or wrong way though. If you want to go in there with a pencil, you can totally go in with a pencil. It's just those itty bitty things, like to just sit there and color each one and then have to like activate them. For my patience, not so much. All right, light purple. I'm just gonna put this one up in here. And because of her question, I just remembered I didn't go back and shade my Albrecht Durer leaves, so I need to go do that so I don't forget. So I'm going to do that after I put that there. Okay. So yeah, real quick, I'm going to take that permanent green olive number 167 from Albrecht Durer and just kind of shade in some of the leaves. Oh, let's move this over where I want just a tiny bit of contrast. Not contrast, shadow. You know what I meant. I'm still recovering from time change. Yeah, it was a week ago, but I'm gonna need like a full 6 months to recover and then be just in time for the next change. Definitely want these ones darker. And shadow in there. It's funny. I'm like, hey, these are so much faster. And they really are faster than coloring, but it still takes a lot of time. Let's see. Oh, okay. So Karen, I love how this is turning out. What made you think about doing it this way? Well, because I am doing the watercolor pencil battle royale, as I'm gonna call it. And I have to color a page with the pencils that are in the battle. And since these two are going to be one of the first sets that battle one another, I thought, why not just split a page 50-50 and color each side with each one? And so when I'm showing you guys in my battle results later, I can be like, hey, look, ta-da! So, and then this is actually a buddy color from my group's Discord. So it's kind of a two birds, one stone situation. I was being economical with my idea there. Okay, let's see. Now I gotta figure out these colors. I think what I want to do for these ones is I'm going to shade with the purple. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Maybe. All right, so I'm going to take my purple violet and just kind of run that up there. I might actually end up splitting pages more often for these pencil battles because it makes it so much easier than coloring one whole page with Supracolor, one whole page with Albrecht Durer, and then rinse and repeat for well, I don't even know how many pencil sets I have now. I need to count. All right, light purple. We're on the Supracolors still, by the way. I'm just kind of dabbing that in there. I don't want this super heavy. It's just such a beautiful color combo. Okay, purple violet again. I love the purple violet from Supracolor. It's very pretty. Just trying to get some shading where the petals are overlapping a little. I can always go back, but thought processes to everyone in the room. I know. I tend to just talk to myself, but I'm not really talking to myself because y'all are here listening to me talk to myself. So I guess that makes me less crazy then at that point because, yeah. But you guys are just listening to what thought process goes through my head. Like, I'm going to do this because of this. Let's see. Danny says, if I was stranded on a desert island, would you take the ADs or Supras? You're not going to answer, I bet. How about this? What's your favorite unique thing about the Supras and ADs? Oh gosh. That's a hard one too. Both are hard. So like I would have to say one thing I really, really love about the Albrecht Durer, well, I am flipping really zoomed in. Hang on, let me zoom out so I can answer your question. Whoop, there we go. Okay, so one thing I really enjoy about the Albrecht Durer is the range of the greens. I tend to really lean towards florals when I use my watercolor pencils. So that's one thing I really like. I just like the balance of the greens and even their blue greens, like the turquoisey colors. So that's one thing that's really unique to them or about them for me. Now, when it comes to the Supracolor, I have to say I am just blown away at how these perform while dry. I really like how they feel when they're dry. So that's kind of a unique thing that really stands out. Plus, they have some unique colors as well that you just don't see, like this bluish pale, just so gorgeous. I mean, so yeah, I hope that answered your question. Let me zoom back in. There we go. Okay. I'm not as zoomed in, but that'll be easier because then I can stay on frame. Oh, I missed the flower up above. Goodness. And I believe this is we did that one, that was super color too. So I'm going to do that with the aubergine one because we need more purple up here. It's all about balance, balance in the colors. Okay, let's get that there. That's such a pretty little flower. Okay, and then I'm going to go in with my purple violet to kind of tack that onto the top there. Let's see, I think I'll make the top one a nice light pink just to balance it out because we only have light pink down here right now. So do that. Okay, so I'm going to take my light purple, kind of similar to the ones down here anyway. We'll just drag it out. Okay. Whew, that was a lot of coloring. Now we got to activate. Get my brush wet again. Okay. So like with these single colors, I'm just dragging it. So you just wet the bottom and then drag it. And these ones down here, I'm just going to go like in the white space a little, but then I'm pulling it down into the darker area. And that one is going to be really hard. Okay, and then same thing with this one. Just dragging it down. Uh-oh, I just saw my lights flicker. Oh no. Hold strong, power. We actually have a generator in our basement, but it hasn't been set up, so. And I always remember that we need to set it up when a storm hits. And I'm like, oh yeah, generator. Let's see, the 80s are your OG set. The Supras are brighter. I would agree. Albrecht Durer is a little bit more muted, but they both bring so much to the table. They're just so pretty. I love them both, but we'll see how they do when I actually like fill out everything, like my worksheet and all that, and kind of go from there. But they both offer a lot. And the thing is you got to remember it's all about everyone's unique with how they color, how they use their pencils. So, I mean, ones that I love, others might not love, but that's okay. Like Holbein's. If anyone hasn't noticed, it's Holbein Madness Month. Have you seen me use Holbeins much this month? Oh, those Holbeins. Bye, Silverleaf. Thanks for coming. All right, still activating all these little Supracolor ones. I always want to say Supracolor, and it's Supracolor. Gotta re-wet my brush though. This one's drying out. Yeah, I think it's just this one color does not like this paper because I've used it on other paper and it is just very vibrant. Whereas on this paper, it's just not holding its weight. And that's that aubergine color, that purpley one. Because on my other cardstock, it just explodes. Paper does indeed matter. Okay, these ones we're just gonna drag out. Bye, Claire. Thanks for coming. My Pentel is running low on water, so I'm like, no, stay with me. Okay. Such a pretty, pretty pink. Let's see, Debbie. Do you do buddy colors with folks like me who don't have a YouTube channel but need some motivation? I have so much stuff I purchased. I think I'm overwhelmed. Buddy colors might help me. Yes. So in my Discord, I actually do like a whole like group buddy color. Sometimes I share it on my Facebook group and in my whatchamacallit, in my own YouTube. But we always have one going in Discord. I think we skipped last month, but that's just because I was sick. But Discord is just kind of like an online chatting platform. It's a lot easier than Facebook, to be honest, because Facebook threading is obnoxious. And you actually see like real time chat, and we're all just kind of chatting in there, and anyone is welcome. The link should be in my description. If not, little Nightbot occasionally spams the link during streams. I don't think any of my mods that are mods in Discord are here today. Otherwise, I would have them link it. But yeah, anyone's welcome to join the Discord. And that's where we vote on a page, and sometimes I remember to share it on YouTube and say, join me. But I forget. But the Discord group is fun. I will admit I'm not always on there. I try my best. It's just I've been so busy, but all the gals that are in there are great, very helpful, always answering stuff. enabling one another with that stupid Art Finds channel that I created in there. That was just my bad. Because now I'm like, ooh, sale, yes. But no, everyone in there is awesome. And then you don't have to have like deal with Facebook and all that stuff if you don't want to. And there is voice chat. I was actually sitting in voice chat the other day in the Discord while I was just kind of chilling and coloring, but no one joined me. It was so sad. But I was only in there for a little bit. Oh, Melissa G's there. I forgot. Melissa G's here and she's a mod. So she's got the link. There you go. You got the Emily Grace palettes. So I got the Emily Grace. I got like her grab bag because I wanted to try them out. I feel like I wasn't as impressed with the Emily Grace palettes as I thought I would be. And I hate saying that because I know everyone loves them, but I was just, I don't know. Maybe I was expecting a unicorn to fly out of the paint as I was using it. I don't know. But when I painted it, I was just kind of like, oh, all right, I guess. But they were cute. Like I got her rosy girl glitter one, and that one was really pretty. But it's funny. I was actually just talking to someone this morning. So far, my favorite handmade watercolors are the ones by Rachel Beth. I love them. Very pretty. Emily Grace, she makes handmade watercolors on Etsy, and she does some great stuff. Like she's always sharing her videos and all that. So but yeah, like I ordered her grab bag because a lot of those handmade watercolor creators have grab bags, and they're basically, I don't want to call them rejects, but they're ones that weren't perfect enough to sell in their palette. So they just kind of offer them at a discount, and there's nothing wrong with them. It's just often like they didn't get filled all the way. And then I did order a few of her actual colors, not from the grab bag. But I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't as wowed as I had wanted to be. Yeah, there should be a grab bag option on her thingamajig. In fact, I'll zoom you guys out real quick and show you. Let's look at some swatches real fast because I got some. I've been swatching like crazy all weekend. Watercolors. Oh my gosh. Okay. Since I gotta wait for these flowers to dry anyway. So I tried the Poems About You. Their paints came, and I don't remember the name of this set. But it was like, they're the bluish one. um, and they're okay, but very opaque colors. And yeah, I don't know. I wasn't like blown away at these though, like as much as I thought I would be. This cobalt aquamarine is gorgeous, but it's pretty opaque there. The Prussian blue is really pretty, but I have a few other brands that are pretty similar. Same with like that indigo. So it was all right. I know they use a lot more mineral in their paint, but I didn't get the feel when I swatched them. So I also tried Miss Hand Painted or Mrs. Hand Painted. And so I got her Tropic Like It's Hot. I just freaking love that name, by the way. It's so cute. This was a little extra she tossed in there for me, but yeah, so this is her Tropic Like It's Hot palette. I actually painted a page using it. And they're really pretty. This orchid color is actually really, really gorgeous. It's like this rich, just wine red. And what's funny is when I painted with it, it came off more purple. See how it's watered down here? So it was really pretty. And then I got her Supernova set. Now the Nebula is so crazy because it's got that, really deep color with a purple undertone, and so is Midnight. Um, the Celestial is just too opaque for me, so I was like, ah. Same with Galactic Blue. Look at that thing. Where's the line? It's just woo. Stellar actually granulated a little, which was kind of cool. But again, I was just like, oh, they're all right. I gotta play with them more. But here is the Emily Grace ones that I got. So these aren't too bad. So this is Rosie Girl, and we have major overcast today, so you're not even gonna get that sparkly love in here. But this Rosie Girl one I actually really really liked. But it's very very thick. You cannot use a lot of water with this. If you do, you're not gonna get the love. Um, I absolutely love the this one. It's called Pumpkin Guts. And it's a granulating one too. Um, and it's pretty interesting. But the rest I was just kind of these were all from I wrote pumpkin dots because it was a dot card, but it's Pumpkin Guts is the name. But yeah, these a lot of these were from her grab bag, and then I had ordered Rosie Girl, MJ's Cousin, Bella, and Lavender as actual half pans. So they weren't too bad. The Fire Opal is actually really cool. It's not as transparent as I would have liked. Bahamas is crazy. So there is glitter, but it's a very fine glitter. This brown is crazy opaque. I had a ton of water on my brush too, so look at that thing. Ugh. But Bella was really pretty. I did like that. I liked how it dried out. And Rosie Girl, I would recommend. But the rest, I don't know. I just wasn't like I said, maybe I was thinking a unicorn would fly out of the paints as I used them. I don't know. But yeah, so those are what I was swatching away this weekend. And I did get some new Rachel Beth colors, but I will show those in my haul video. So you'll have to wait. But all right, back to this. Let's see. I think what I'll do is, since we're all nice and dry, I'm going to color the flowers on this side with my ADs, Albrecht Durers, and then we'll probably call it a day because I'm already at 2.5 hours and I need to put in another cough drop so that you guys don't hear that. Woo. But yeah, so let's see how far we get. I might not even finish the flowers on this side, but a girl can only sit and stream so long. I just bought a ton more schminke thanks to the freaking Jackson Arts sale. So, oof. All right, let's do, we're going to do our light purple pink, number 128. And let's see how far we get. Like I said, I might not even finish all these flowers on this side. Now, I will record me finishing this up because I'm trying to record all of those ones that are in the battles. So I'll just do like a part 2 in a recording, I think. Or maybe finish it on Tuesday night stream. I'm not sure yet. I try not to make too many plans. Such a pretty pink too. Which schminke did you buy, Sonia? I bought, because I have the Schminke super granulating dot card, so I was able to pick which super granulating colors I wanted from all those sets. And I finally got the Haze set for $38. That's like insane. 38 US dollars. I was like, oh my gosh. That's really cheap for a Schminke set. Okay, let's see. I'm going to throw in some of my magenta here. Okay, so yeah, we'll put the ultramarine. No, why not? No, magenta. Okay. There's like a little gap back here, and I don't know if what that's supposed to be. And I think I'll do that over here too with the magenta. Funny story about the color name magenta. Anytime I hear it, by the way, I'm switching to light red violet. Anytime I hear it, I kind of giggle because when my daughter was like maybe 5 or 6, one time I was like, "Oh, do you really like this pink color?" And she just looked at me and she's like, "Mom, it is magenta." And so years later, I still always think that when I hear magenta. Oh, Erica, you'll survive. You'll survive. I've been having insomnia, so I either buy handmade watercolors in the middle of the night or carpet cleaners. Or the best one, I sent a picture to Erica. I bought an egg organizer, like literally for your eggs in your fridge. That's what happens when I'm not sleeping well. And that egg organizer works well, by the way, Erica, if you're curious. It worked out just fine. But yeah, did I need that? Absolutely not. All right. Light purple pink. No, the egg organizer. I was like, Erica, please still be my friend after I show you what I bought. Because this is so dumb. Does anyone else do that when you can't sleep? You just buy some random things. Let's see, magenta again. I mean, you don't have to admit to buying an egg organizer, but if you do, it's okay. I won't judge. What's special about granulating colors? Granulating colors are just, well, they're magical. They separate. So as you paint with them, you can just see all the different color. Do I have a swatch of a really good granulating color? I might, so I can show you guys. But yeah, you basically see the separation in the color, and it is just absolutely amazing. Like you could have a purple that has like hints of a bronze and let me see if this will show up on camera. Wrong side. Where am I? I'm up here. Okay. So you see this one here, this dark planet. This is a granulating color. Now it's actually like I can't think of my words right now, but it's a purplish color. But see how it's separating and all these colors that are coming out within it? It's an effect, but it's very pretty. They look really good in certain instances. I like to use them on florals. I do have one here, but I accidentally hit it with my hand, so I ruined my swatch. But this, see how like it's this nice purple and then how it's separating. Look at, you can see that the blues and all that in there. This deep sea one here, you might not be able to see it as well, but you can see like the dark blues, the greens, and all that stuff. It's wonderful. It's like magic on a page. But they're not for everyone because they can be pretty unpredictable. And you do really need to understand how they granulate and how they react, because paper and water and brushes will really change how our granulating color granulates and looks. So it is not something I would say just go dive in. I would just grab a couple, see if you like it, kind of thing. But I just think they're so fun to watch and just see. And then when they dry, that's when you really see the full effect. Oh, thanks, Audrey. I just wanted to split it so we could do a side by side. Let me activate the ones I've already got done. But yeah, the granulating paints, and they're not chalky. They're actually really nice and smooth, and I just love them. And the Schminke ones are just like, what on earth? Like, they're just so cool. It's just like magic. Banning yourself from Etsy. Yeah, I've heard good things about the Roman schmalls. I just haven't tried them. But yeah, I am very interested in them because they are the single pigment, but they granulate, and I'm just like, ooh. So I definitely want to try them. Let's see, Sarah. As for the egg organizer, I once bought a steam mop while I was in the hospital, and they accidentally sent it to the hospital. Oh no. uh, See, I did order a steam mop during one of my insomnia sleeping things, but I actually had to return it because it left streaks on my floor. But I did replace my vacuum. I have a new vacuum. It's rose gold too, so it looks pretty and it cleans pretty. So, best of both worlds. And then I bought a new carpet steamer because I have two huskies that like to drag in mud, and well, my other one was not cleaning it up. So, I mean, I needed those. That's how I justify those purchases. But as for the handmade watercolors I buy on Etsy when I can't sleep, I don't know how to justify that one yet. I'll come up with an excuse, don't worry. Let's see. But yeah, so far, I've tried quite a few brands of the handmade ones, and they're good. It's just, I'm always looking for that, because if I'm gonna buy a handmade watercolor, I'm just looking for that wow factor, like holy moly. And I guess I'm extra picky on that one. But I did I'll show you guys after I activate these before we call it a day. I'll show you what came in the mail that I'm going to be swatching on camera. And I'm itching to open it. It's like literally killing me. And if I had the energy to film tonight, I would do it because I want to open it. Let's see. Oh, spend more money. I know. Are the Roman Schmal is part of the Jackson Art sale? I didn't even bother looking, to be honest, because I was like, I shouldn't buy these. Um, let's see. I haven't tried the Hydra colors yet, but I want to. It's on my list, but and then Debbie asked, am I going to do a video showing the granulation? Yeah, I actually am. I have 3 Schminke sets I'm going to swatch on camera because I did a poll and most of you voted that you wanted to see them swatched out on camera, but I'm waiting for the rest of my Jackson's art. Since I ordered more super granulating ones from Schminke, I might as well just do it all at once. So, but in the meantime, I will have a set I can show you guys. So I'm going to zoom out real quick. Hydra colors are from Dr. P.H. Martins. Aren't they Hydrus Hydrus? Or are we talking about something different? Okay. So here is where we are. Let's see, they are on sale. Full pans are three to $5.50 US dollars. Oh, oh, that's dangerous. I might go look. Okay, so here's where we're at so far with our 50/50 page. So you can see the wings on both sides. They almost look identical. Can't really, I can't really find a diff. Even the flowers, though, I think are looking really, really cool with both brands. Like I said, I was a little disappointed at the purples from the Supracolors, but I think it's the paper because when I use them on watercolor paper, they are so, so nice. So, but yeah, so far, like, I mean, if this was a 50/50 page and I didn't have this thing up here, like, would you be able to tell which is which, you know? Like, I mean, they're pretty close to one another. I tried my best. I'm not talking in just color matching. I'm talking just in the payout because I mean, look at the wings. These are they both activated and looked really good together. So it's really hard to say. But I'm gonna so I'll do like a part 2 where I work on this probably on camera. But for those of you that stuck around, let me show you what I'm going to be swatching on camera probably Monday. Okay. So in this precious little box here, let me move my page out of the way. Ugh. Oh my gosh, you guys saw my art desk right now? All right. In this little box, and it's got wrapping and everything. I ordered a full set of Masha's watercolors, but by that I mean the full wooden box set. And it's in here all wrapped all pretty, but you're gonna have to wait for the video. But it's her wooden bamboo boxes filled with half pans of her granulating colors. And then she sent me a ton of granulating dot cards. And then she also sends you the swatch cards for each one of her watercolors. So I am like, oh, so excited. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing this Monday. Can't open it yet, but it's killing me. It's killing me. Like I'm literally, I was like just sitting there picking away at the thank you label, like I'm just gonna take a peek. But nope, I haven't even opened it, and I'm dying. I'm dying inside, but we'll see. Danny, it would be really interesting to see how many how many dupes. Yeah, I can definitely go over kind of like the dupe colors and whatnot. And like I said, there's one thing to keep in mind is watercolor pencils can be mixed. So it kind of depends on the extent of the dupe per se. But yeah, if I have some that are like literally color for color, um, for sure. But it's, you know, these are actually very different colors when swatched. It's just they come across. And keep in mind, like, as an example, from Albrecht Durer, I'm using Prussian blue and then a bunch of turquoise colors for the wings. Whereas for the Supracolor, I'm actually only using one turquoise and the other are blues. So that was how I did it to match up because Supracolor actually has their own set of turquoise colors all up here, and then they have a few down here. So it's kind of interesting how they work about, but yeah, so we shall see. So yeah, keep an eye out for part 2 somewhere on the channel. I might even just do it as like a little voiceover and sped up or something, but we'll see. I should be streaming this Tuesday. I have not decided what I'll be streaming, but it'll be Tuesday evening. I had always planned on adding that in, and so I think I'm gonna start that up. But thank you guys for hanging out this Sunday and watching as we split a page in half. It doesn't look like it, but we did. We did split it in half. So I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. And again, thank you so much for just coming and hanging out with me. It always means a lot to have you guys here and just chit chat. So thank you again. And yeah, I will talk to you all later. So bye, guys.